Good afternoon, and thanks for joining 13 News on WTHR Plus. I'm Jenny Runovich, and we start today with a look at the forecast as we are dealing with heat, with mugginess, and possible storms to our south. This is a live look at downtown Indianapolis. Looks very nice over the Circle City right now. I'm joined by meteorologist Angela Buckman. So what's the timeline? Where are these storms going to hit?
The storms are still in western Illinois.
Okay.
Look to impact the far southwestern part of the state, much like the earlier complex. And at this point, we are not looking at a repeat of last night.
Oh, good.
When right now we have at least, we have one confirmed tornado that did damage in Madison County. We're going to have more on that for you coming up. I do want to remind you we remain under the threat of severe weather over the next couple of days, so we'll be keeping you updated on the timeline. Jenny asked about the timeline. For now, we're thinking what's in western Illinois falls apart as it moves towards southwestern Indiana, and we're relatively quiet at least most of the evening. However, as we get into the overnight hours and the early part of tomorrow, there will be another complex of storms developing, and as that happens, it in fact may have a local impact. We remain under that threat of severe weather tonight. The greatest threat is across the southwestern part of the state during the overnight hours. As we get into Wednesday, all of central Indiana at a level 1 threat, and we remain under the threat of severe storms and actually go up a bit in terms of that threat level on Thursday. So we encourage you to stay with us. We're going to be keeping you updated on the when, the impact, and what you need to do to keep you and your family safe. The good news right now, it looks like it's going to be several hours of quiet weather, just hot and muggy this evening. Hot and humid tomorrow. We're expecting highs in the upper 80s and low 90s Wednesday and Thursday. Both days, the storm chances and that threat of severe weather. Let's go local and time it out. This is Wednesday, so tomorrow at 8 a.m. We expect this line of storms, if it in fact does develop and holds together, to move from north to south across the state during the early half of tomorrow. So that's when we expect that threat of severe storms on Wednesday. We get another complex developing Wednesday night into Thursday, and Thursday looks to be pretty stormy as well. This is Thursday at 8 a.m. There will be some scattered storms around on Thursday and that threat of severe weather. So just stick with us. Very active week, hot and humid as well. Heat index values that will near 100 over the next couple of days. 91 tomorrow, 92 on Thursday. Storms early tomorrow and then off and on storms on Thursday and again on Friday. Friday not as hot, expecting mid 80s Friday. A pop-up storm as we start the weekend, but a quieter weather pattern begins to settle in as we get into the end of the weekend and the early part of next week. Sunshine is back with highs in the middle and upper 80s.
Angela, thank you. New today, the National Weather Service confirms an EF2 tornado caused this damage last night in Madison County. You're taking a look at the administration building for the Frankton-Lapel School District hit during the storm. Our Lauren Kostick was there this morning and has a closer look at the damage.
Devastating damage here in Madison County after those storms ripped through the area. This is the Frankton-Lapel School Administration Building. You can see that storm ripped off part of the roof there, also damaging 2 of the brick walls. And this appears to be the gymnasium. There's a basketball hoop back there, scoreboards, some bleachers. We're also told about a dozen of the school buses just behind that fence were also damaged in this storm.
The severe weather rolled in late Monday night. A spokesperson with the Edgewood Fire Department said the building is a former school that now houses administrative offices. The scary part is just hours before this storm hit, 13 News learned there was a back-to-school event held in the building with dozens of families and kids. But thankfully, that event ended way before the damage occurred and no one was hurt. As the sun came up Tuesday, contractors and first responders arrived back on scene to assess the damage. Drone Cam 13 also capturing a better view of the storm's path, starting on the west side of the building and extending into the nearby cornfield. The school district said the total cost of damage is still unknown.
School leaders tell us they will provide updates on repairs and any changes due to this damage. That information will be on the school's website and also on social media. And this small district goes back to school next Wednesday, but we are told the damage here at this administrative building will not impact that start date. In Madison County, Lauren Kostick, 13 News.
This week, the judge in the Delphi murders trial is set to consider a series of key issues, including dismissing the entire case. Our senior investigative reporter Bob Siegel breaks down today's proceedings at the Carroll County Courthouse.
Today is day one of pretrial hearings in the Delphi murders trial, and I got to tell you, things got off to a very slow start when Judge Frances Gall showed up 75 minutes late to the hearing she scheduled. It was supposed to start at 10 o'clock. Judge Gall said there was lots of construction traffic getting from Allen County here to Delphi. Once things did get started, we heard Richard Allen's defense team argue why the judge should vacate a safekeeping order. That order essentially has kept Richard Allen locked up in a maximum security state prison for the last year and a half. His defense team says Allen should be moved closer to Delphi, where he can be closer to his attorneys and his family. They want him to be housed at the Cass County Jail, and both the prosecutor here in Delphi as well as the sheriff here, they both say they are not opposed to that idea. And in addition to that, we have heard that the Cass County Jail is willing to accept Richard Allen. So the second issue that we heard was the defense talking about how the state is not turning over evidence in a timely manner, and when they are turning over evidence, it is not organized. The prosecutor here in Carroll County, Nick McClellan, says that simply is not true. The defense is hoping that the judge will intervene with some sanctions and some timelines to speed things up. So this afternoon, the defense team is arguing why the judge should dismiss the murder charges against Richard Allen altogether. We'll have more from inside the courtroom on those arguments coming up on 13 News at 6. In Delphi, I'm Bob Siegel, 13 News.
A lot to cover there, Bob. Thank you. Right now, we're working to learn the name of a man killed in a crash this morning on Indy's southeast side. Metro Police say around 6:30 a.m., a car and a motorcycle collided at the intersection of Brookville Road and Kitley Avenue. We spoke with a man who heard that crash. He says a truck driver tried to perform CPR on the motorcyclist.
And that guy did not quit, until the paramedics got here. He relentless. He tried everything he could.
Unfortunately, though, police say the motorcyclist died at the scene. Investigators are still looking into what caused this crash. This is the fourth fatal motorcycle accident in central Indiana in less than a week. New today, 13 News has obtained video of children firing a gun outside their apartment, and the gun was allegedly handed to them by a man who's their guardian. So take a look here. In the video, there are 3 children who police say are between the ages of 10 and 14. They fire a gun before handing it back to a man who police say is 37-year-old Jeffrey Ware. The man then orders the children back in their apartment and fires the gun again. This all happened around 6:20 Saturday morning at the New Bridge Apartments on Indy's near northeast side.
It's hard to look at, for one, an adult selling young youth weapons is never an okay thing. And then firing off rounds, anybody could have got shot.
Now, the property manager says the residents of that unit are being evicted right now. Ware is charged with being a serious violent felon with a gun, dangerous control of a gun, and criminal recklessness. Today, the public got to weigh in on some potential changes from the Indiana Department of Education to high school diplomas. The current Core 40 diplomas have a college-bound focus, and there are options to earn more credits for academic or technical honors. Well, the newly proposed changes would eliminate those honors distinctions and then the course requirements as well to earn them. The Department of Ed says the college track isn't for everyone, so students should be able to benefit from work-based learning too that would count toward graduation. But some parents and educators disagree with what's proposed.
As the draft language currently stands, the proposed Flex 40 model lacks the necessary rigor, as you have heard, while the Flex 40 Plus diploma is unattainably rigorous for many students and challenging for numerous schools. We have heard repeatedly from members that many school corporations lack the resources to provide students with the necessary external work-based learning opportunities.
Now, the final draft for this proposal has to be completed by the end of the year. Changes then would go into effect starting with the class of 2029. Today, the International District Community Center held a soft opening celebration. This new facility is at 38th and Lafayette Road near the old Lafayette Square Mall. Organizers say the purpose of the 14,000 square foot facility is to help empower, uplift, and strengthen the neighborhood.
This neighborhood is on the cusp of going back to where it was, generations ago. There are so many families that grew up here, so multiple generations that called this home, and they remember it in a different way, right? There was more accessibility, within businesses. It was safer. There was more retail opportunities, and we certainly are bringing that back. The community center's role in all of that is to ensure that we are providing all the resources that go along with a healthy and safe community.
The International District Community Center plans to offer programs that will focus on community connection, workforce development, health and wellness, youth literacy, and safety. Well, today marks 79 years since 879 heroes were killed in action and lost at sea. And this morning, Hoosiers came together to honor the crew of the USS Indianapolis. For the past 9 years, family members, survivor family members, honorary survivors, and friends have been gathering at the Indianapolis CA-35 Memorial right on the canal downtown. Today, they honored the 31 Hoosiers who lost their lives at sea when a Japanese sub torpedoed their ship. There was also a reading of a letter written by Harold Bray, the last survivor of the USS Indianapolis.
My sincere thanks for sharing the story of the USS Indianapolis for future generations. God bless you, and God bless the men and women of our armed forces who today stand watch around the world. May God give them courage and keep them safe as they protect the freedoms we hold so dear.
Really special ceremony here, and the 48-star, 79-year-old American flag that was flown over the USS Indianapolis was also raised today over the memorial. Now to Decision 2024, and the race for the White House continues to heat up as Vice President Harris gets out on the campaign trail. Meanwhile, former President Trump and J.D. Vance are refocusing their attacks on the Democratic Party. Here's NBC's Hallie Jackson.
The presidential race taking shape. Vice President Kamala Harris set to hit the campaign trail, and former President Donald Trump in a new interview backing up his new running mate, Senator J.D. Vance.
He's got tremendous support among a certain group of people that like families.
The former president referencing Vance's controversial comments from 2021, critical of Democrats without children.
We're effectively run in this country via the Democrats, via our corporate oligarchs, by a bunch of childless cat ladies.
He's not against anything, but he loves family.
Mr. Trump also insisting that when he told a Christian audience Friday, you don't have to vote again in 4 years, he was not alluding to the end of elections if he wins, as some Democrats have suggested.
I said to the Christians in the room, don't worry about the future. You have to vote on November 5th. After that, you don't have to worry about voting anymore. I don't care, because we're going to fix it. The country will be fixed.
And the former president suggesting he may be ready to debate Vice President Harris.
I want to do a debate, and now people know who she is. She's a radical left lunatic. So the answer is yes, but I can also make a case for not doing it.
Harris has said she's ready to debate Mr. Trump. For her part, the vice president's focusing on reproductive rights, looking to link Mr. Trump to Iowa's new restrictions on abortion after 6 weeks.
Which makes Iowa the 22nd state in our country to have a Trump abortion ban.
Behind closed doors, J.D. Vance telling donors that running against Kamala Harris instead of President Biden was a little bit of a political sucker punch, according to a recording obtained by the Washington Post. Vance adding Kamala is a lot younger and obviously not struggling in the same ways that Joe Biden did. A Vance spokesperson saying Harris's, quote, far left ideas are even more radioactive than Joe Biden. Harris is also set to decide on a running mate by the middle of next week. One major contender out, North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper withdrawing his name from consideration overnight.
Well, we want to take you overseas now, where rescue operations are underway in India after 2 deadly landslides killed at least 73 people. Gosh, take a look. Mud and water everywhere. Those landslides, caused by heavy rainfall, impacted 3 different villages and hundreds of homes. And crews now, as you can see, are desperately trying to save the people who are trapped. The weather also caused a bridge to collapse there. Rescue teams built a temporary bridge to help with evacuations as they try to search for survivors. Heavy rain in northeastern Vermont washed away several roads caused by a flash flood emergency. One road collapsed almost completely overnight. You can see it here. This after the area got 5 to 8 inches of rain. So far, the National Weather Service has issued 2 flash flood warnings there. There have been several water rescues and evacuations as well. This is the 3rd time this year this same area has experienced flooding. Whew, my goodness. Okay, so we're not dealing with anything very severe today, which is good.
Which is good, not yet, but we remain under the threat all the way through Thursday at least. So stick with us. We'll be timing these difficult to time complexes of storms. Reported tornado EF2 damage in Madison County from last night. We expect another complex of storms late tonight, early tomorrow. This is the latest timeline impacting central Indiana, mainly the early half of our Wednesday, and then additional storms possible as we get into Thursday as well. Very active weather pattern. It's also hot and humid. Temperatures are near 90, heat index values near 100. So we encourage you to find the shade the next couple of days and stay with us as we keep you weather aware on that severe threat all the way through at least Thursday. Quieter weather returns for the upcoming weekend.
We need that for the weekend. Thanks, Angela. Hey, here's your prime time Olympic lineup for tonight. The U.S. women's gymnastics team is going for Olympic glory. That competition starts at 8:04 tonight. Then at 8:48, men's swimming, the 100-meter freestyle semis. At 9:01, more swimming, this time the women's 100-meter backstroke final. 10 minutes after that, more men's swimming, the 800-meter freestyle final. Enjoy all of it.